That's so funny how like the dead silence that came on when he like comes on.
I know that always happens.
It always happens. It's like the lights, camera, action part.
All right. Are we live?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's get to it.
Well, I wanted to ask you, what's your rapper name? I only know your real name.
Walls Won't Fall.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So spell it out for him.
WALLSWONTFALL.
Where can they find it, dude?
Walls Won't Fall. All platforms.
Oh, he's got merch, nigga.
That's fire.
Yeah, all social media, all types of. Yeah, you can find me on music streaming platforms, social platforms. I got merch, as you can see, the hat and the shirt as well. My boy's got a hat over there, wavy. Yeah, so
all right,
doing what I can. That's the brand.
So what is it that you do? You're a hip hop guy.
Yeah, right now hip hop. I write lyrics, music. I like to perform. I like to try. I'm trying to do some skits, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
that's fire.
I did not even know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, that's something that I want. That's something I want to do. Yeah, I mean, that's something we're all like. We all have stuff we're aspiring to be. We can't stop ourselves short just at what we're trying to be now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do hip hop right now. I write songs. I got music all over. I sent you something that you said you liked. I think it was Speedin'.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Speedin'. SPEEDIN. That's on all music platforms.
Yeah, I'm so disorganized. I literally go through our messages, find it, and play it every day, and I didn't know what it was called either.
Right.
But I love it. I love that song. I showed it to you.
Yep.
In my head, I was calling it Swervin', because I think, don't you say that in the chorus? You're like, I be swerving, or something like that.
Yeah, it's I'm just speeding. They can't feel it. Run up, beaming, nitty, bleeding. Yep.
Yeah.
They can't feel it. Yeah, we could play it if you want to, but
It sticks in my head so much.
Yeah.
So much. But yeah, you're right. That is exactly why you're here. I told you, I was like, yo, send me whatever you think your best is, because I gotta like your music that you come on, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
That's how it works.
But so where are you from, bro?
I'm from Westland originally. Oh. Yeah, Westland originally.
All right.
Born and raised. I lived right on the border of Westland, Livonia, Garden City my whole life.
Tell me about it there. What is that like?
It's a few miles from Metro Detroit, a few miles from Telegraph. So it's suburban, super urban. Like it's like the city, you know. Like you can't call it anywhere near like the country at all. It's super suburban. Like buildings all over the place, is apartments. If it's not an apartment, it's a liquor store. Like that's what it's like. Like it's right down the street from West Side Detroit.
You know Shacktown?
Yep, that's Westland.
I
That's
know.
right. So that's where I was born originally. I lived there until I was like 11.
In Shacktown?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yep, Shacktown.
Oh.
Yeah. Westland. Yep. Yeah. So that's originally where I had grew up. It was crazy. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it was like right in the middle. You know, I mean, you definitely had to be on your tippy toes. But
Yeah, my old boss actually is from Westland, so I know the area really, really well.
okay, yeah.
And I know Shacktown. You grew up there. You said how old?
Actually, until I was like 11 years old. Actually, no, then I went to the Landings. If anyone knows what that is, it's the apartments in Westland. It's the Landings.
I know where it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went there when I was 12. I was probably there till I was 14. Yeah. And then I moved right on the border of like Livonia, Garden City when I was around, I would say, yeah, about 14.
I forgot to ask you. Usually, before I start, I go, is there anything you don't want me to bring up or talk about?
That's a good question. I like that question. I mean, no, like I'm open to whatever. This is hopefully an interview process. It can be positive for both of us as long as it's not defamating each other. Then
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if I ask you anything where that's gonna get in trouble, don't answer. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Anything like legal and stuff, like there might be some things that like we might just push to the side. But besides that, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. So like, if you grew up in a Shacktown, like, so would you grow up with your like?
You know, people got open cases and stuff like that.
No,
so.
that's why I asked for sure. Yeah. But like, you grew up in a Shacktown, so you grew up impoverished. You grew up poor, like that. So that's like the worst place in your area,
So
Westland.
with my mom originally, I grew up with my mom. So
Just
my dad was in my life on the a lot on the weekends when I was younger. He was still present, but he actually had like it's crazy. He had a whole nother a family, like 5 other brothers and sisters and stuff. But I grew up with my mom and met them when I was like 12. So originally I grew up with my mom in Westland. So I really was, yes, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't like horrible, you know. I mean, I didn't necessarily always have to worry. But, I mean, I was, you know, fighting the kids on the block and stuff like that. But, yeah. And then we moved to the landings. And that was kind of crazy, too. And I was stealing with a bunch of people. But then we moved to the border of, like I said, Westland, Livonia, and Garden City. And then from there, that's where I lived and kind of started making music, actually.
Yeah, your dad though. So you said he had a second family?
Yeah. Going back to that, yeah. So
yeah, stick on that for a second, bro.
Yeah. So
you said how many kids?
My dad has 6. Yeah, my dad has 6. So my dad has 6 kids. I'm the youngest of all of them. I'm 26 now. The oldest is probably in their 50s. We got Tracy and Dominic. Then we got some in their 40s. This is Dan and Jay and Ron. And and then it comes me.
Yeah, but like So if you were
ask me some questions.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
No, beautiful.
Yeah. So if you were last, like, did your mother not know that he had these other kids? Did you lie to her? And then.
I like these questions. This is beautiful. So if we're diving deeper, yeah. So my mom.
I definitely want to dive deeper.
Didn't know. So didn't know. I would say, it was more like. He was living a player lifestyle. He owned a bar, and he was doing his thing. And he had a wife, and you know, shout out prayers. He's still with Connie. Connie, shout out. That's my stepmom. She's beautiful. She's going through a struggle right now. One of her eyes went blind. It's coming back a little bit. But much love to her. But affairs, yeah, that was happening, and my mom was one of them. One of the more serious ones. She wanted a child. He gave one to her. And, you know, I don't know a lot of details, but that's what I do know. And there's some crazy stuff on my mom's side. I don't really know my grandpa and who he is. It's like either my mom would have to tell me the story. It's like her brother, his grandpa or something like that. I have no idea. Crazy story on that side too. But going back to my dad's side, yeah, man. 6 kids, bro.
Yeah, and you're the last.
Yeah.
So you guys were the second family.
Yeah.
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 All right. So you would see him every weekend though?
Not every weekend.
Majority though?
I would say every other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for how long, bro? Like most of your life?
Yeah, most of my life, and
not bad.
Like not horrible. Yeah,
not bad.
Not horrible. I would not say it's bad or anything. Like it may come off, you know, when people are watching this, that it may come off bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible, but to the point, you know, obviously he's living a whole other lifestyle. I wouldn't necessarily judge anybody or say they're living correctly or incorrectly. But I'm happy I'm alive and I'm born. You know, I'm happy to be here. It's a lottery to live. So
yeah, I can only imagine. But I would imagine if that was my scenario, right? And like that was my father. Once I realized, like you said, the lifestyle. I'll hit that. I don't know what you. Yeah, the lifestyle, right? If he owns a bar,
right?
Your siblings get to live. Obviously, probably in a nicer place, because I know Shacktown, bro.
Right.
Like you're being modest, which is cool. Like, and you're right. It's
super
not the east,
honest.
It ain't the east side, but it's the worst place of your town.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, how did you feel about that? Like, how did that feel growing up? Like, did you feel some type of way?
It was interesting. So yeah, like when I got to be about 12 years old and 11, I think it was 11ish, 12. It's hard for me to recall exactly the dates and stuff like that, but if I were to, it was around 11 or 12. It was an interesting feeling. And, you know, even going now, I'm 26. Like Kendrick said, you know, like we're grown men with daddy problems. Like you never know. Like we got all sorts of trauma in our kid life that we grew up with, that it might not be something that's like killing you every day, but it's something that, you know, affected the way you came up and perceive life. And you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. And it might affect you actually every day, but you don't know.
Right.
You know
subconsciously.
Yep.
Subconsciously.
Yep. Those type of things. That's quite interesting though. I like that you were willing to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out mom and dad. Love you guys. You know, they might be mad when they go back and watch this, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know they will. But Love you guys. It's all good. You know?
So
reality is that like my life is a canvas. If people can learn from it and take something from it, relate to it, and it can help them, like that's the goal for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to do with my music too. So. Just a side note. Huh?
That's good. Like inspire or whatever.
Yeah, inspire people and let them know that they're not alone in like whatever they're going through. Like if somebody has the same situation as what I just went through, now they know like they're not alone. Like so they won't feel that, you know, like that desperation.
Yeah, so. I don't know my demographic of viewers that much. I don't know if they do or don't, but I like it.
Right.
I like it, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you guys too. The viewers.
At least for me, like I notice when I talk to a lot of rappers, is real, like basically when we first started this, like you were like, yeah, my dad, this, that, and then I started rapping, and then I was like, well, let's go back. A lot of times they don't want to go back, and personally, I'm like, you kind of being a bitch. That was real, like real.
Oh yeah,
and like being a real man for you to talk about it. You're like, yeah, I will talk about it. You know what I mean? All right, so what's your ethnicity? What are you?
Italian. I'm Italian. Yeah, and then on my mom's side, she's kind of more of a mutt. Like I really don't even know. We'd have to call her up right now and ask her. But on my dad's side, Italian, 50%.
All right. What age did you start making music?
So I started probably writing music. I started writing music probably around the age of 12. I enjoyed music. I loved rap music.
When you moved in the apartments?
Yeah, so my mom had I had another stepdad when I was younger, and he introduced me to like 50 Cent, Eminem, like Usher, Nelly, and I enjoyed all that stuff. I grew up on that stuff. That's probably what really got me is Eminem when I was growing up as a kid. And then I started writing, like trying to freestyle and stuff like that. If you want to like writing music, I was probably 15, but started trying to freestyle around 12. 15, I started probably writing music. And it was just really a hobby, but I knew that I wanted to take it somewhere. I always knew, like, especially around that 12 or 15 age, like, I wanted to be recognized for rap and the music industry and entertainment and fashion and just stuff like that. Like,
okay.
Yeah, being the entertainment. Like,
so at that same young age, were you a good kid? No, you never got in trouble? You're always, like, straight and narrow, good grades?
So I would say I was probably good grades, good until probably like 3rd, 4th grade, and then it started getting off track. I was acting up in class. Like, actually, when I was in elementary school, I only dated black girls. That's just a side note.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, and you wanted to bring that up in the world?
Just a side note.
All right. Nice.
That's just funny. It's something I remember, right? Like,
right.
But yeah, shout out Brianna, one of my girlfriends when I was in 5th grade, elementary school. You know,
take it all the way back.
But I'm just trying to remember, dig deep, right?
Dig it.
Yeah. So that was Patchen Elementary in Westland. It's a church now, and by the Meyer. Actually, I don't know if you really know Westland like that.
I do know where the Meyer is. I did not know like that changed or nothing.
Yeah, there's a Patchen Elementary behind it. But yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Getting back to it, you can ask me any questions you like, and I appreciate you asking me if you're open to talk to anything and not just diving right into it, trying to be a publicity.
No,
yeah.
No, but continue though. How'd you get in trouble?
Yeah,
I asked it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
he forgot.
I did. Yeah, we're smoking out here. So anybody got a relight this? Sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my bad. We high out here. I'm actually tired, bro. I've been working 2 jobs and stuff.
I was just filling the dead space. I don't care. You didn't interrupt. There's no interrupting.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because this, like you said, it's an interview. It's not. I'm podcasting you. I'm literally just having a conversation, like as if I met you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm happy to break the ice. Yeah. Going back to the question, you asked me a question about some kind of trouble.
Yeah. Did you get in trouble or like? You straight-laced.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, in 5th grade, around the 5th grade time, I started getting bad grades, right? And that's when things started falling out, and I just started being disruptive in school, and I was going to go to John Glenn High School, and I ended up going to like Livonia schools.
And you said 5th grade?
Yeah, right.
So that's
around,
like 12, 13, right?
Yeah, right around that age. Okay. Right around that age.
I remember that. So middle school is about to hit.
I think I smoked my first weed. Yeah, my first weed was like 12. I smoked and drank first when I was about 12.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Just a little side note.
Well, I guess what happened? I'm not going to judge it. How did it go down?
Creating conversation. So creating more conversation. When I was growing up, my stepbrother is how it happened. You know, not to like put anybody in the eyes of the law or anything, but I was with my stepbro, just drinking and smoking, and that was when it was first introduced to me. And
did you get sick?
No, actually, I just ate up all the cereal, almost spilt the milk, and I fell asleep.
But did you feel sick from overeating?
I didn't feel sick. Surprisingly,
I don't think it was that bad, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take that back. So yeah, I just gotta take it back because the first time I drank, I like got so drunk I puked everywhere and I was like shaking and I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, so it was so honestly,
we've all been there.
Well, yeah. But your first one sounds like it was a very healthy experience, is all I was saying.
Yeah.
So that ain't that bad.
Yeah.
So you said 5th grade you stopped doing the stuff like in school, but did you get in any like fights? Did you go to jail?
Yeah.
Were you arrested?
I definitely was getting in fights in school a lot, especially when I got to middle school, Emerson Middle School. I got in a lot of fights, and I was skipping class, smoking weed, dabbling into the streets, as we call it, and stuff like that.
Okay.
At a young age, there was some.
Did you get arrested?
Yes.
All right. If it's a closed case, you could talk about it.
Yeah, drug charges.
Tell me.
Assault charges. When I was young, there was a felonious assault. It was crazy. I was with my boys, right? We were out late, and it was like some homies that I had always rode with. They were underdog homies, like we'd always rode together.
How old?
And
How old are you?
I'm 26. I was probably 15 then.
Okay.
Young, like underage, or
yeah, underage.
No,
50?
17. I was 17 because they
Okay.
charged me. I think they tried to charge me as an adult. Somebody jumps my homie, so we jump in the whip. We're all drinking. We go and skipping a couple things that happened in the night, going to what I did. We were outside of neighbor's house, and we were screaming, waiting for the person to pull up, which was kind of like a setup, I'd imagine. And the neighbor came out yelling. We had like a BB gun, and my boy started like pulled it out, and I started popping it at the dude, and fucking, it's crazy, bro. We were young and drunk.
Kid shit.
Yeah,
The jumper though.
yeah, we were shooting at him, and then we pulled off, and the police pulled down the street and got us and fried me. And then I ran from that case until I turned into an adult, and then they dropped the case, crazy enough.
Smart move.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was going to happen like that. Like I'm not trying to, sit here and defamate myself, but let's be honest about what we came up and did. But yeah, that was something that I experienced.
That's not
Yeah,
defamation.
that's some
That's
trouble.
not defamation.
You asked for some trouble. That's a good story.
Yeah. That's not defamation, bro. No. Like if you've been charged for it or it's done, I'm 100% sure that you could speak on the case.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you weren't caught or something, it was like a capital crime.
Then let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Or at least say like my friend or my something like that. Something of that manner, dude. All right, but
I like it.
Yeah. So have you done anything around like the city industry wise? Like, have you worked with any other artists?
Yeah, so I could talk about the music now. We got a show actually at the Token Lounge in Westland, October 29th, coming up. We got a November 4th at the chat room in the city. Actually, we do monthly shows at the chat room at 1600 Woodward Avenue. Go pull up to those. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say the date or the whatever? That was a plug right there. Did you say?
Yeah, October 29th at the Token Lounge.
Fire.
In Westland. And then November 4th, 1600 Woodward Avenue in Highland Park.
You and who? Because you said we.
Royal Mitten is the one that's going to be hosting one of the shows. My boy Paul is hosting Smash Concerts, is hosting another one of them at the Token. And we're going to be opening, me and a group of friends of mine, Twan, my boy Wavy, my boy Rhino was supposed to show up, but we got a group of people that I do a lot of different shows with.
Okay.
And actually the group is called Royal Mitten that I've been doing a lot of the shows with. They were doing their own tour before the summer died down. That's when I started doing a lot of my beginner like shows and stuff like that. And then from there I took what, I learned and started, doing like side shows out in Akron, Ohio and different stuff like that. I got like 7 singles now on all streaming platforms. I'm thinking about doing an album or an EP next. I'm really not sure. But we're like in the studio, we're writing all the time. I mean, I got 2 kids, so I'm raising the kids, full-time job, 2 jobs.
All right, hold up.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Question, man. I like it.
Thanks. So, brother, you performed live?
Yeah.
What was the first time like performing live from the start to the end?
Okay. The night or like
wake up, your eyes open, you take care of your kid. I don't know. Don't make me tell this. You tell me.
All right. No, I'm saying the day of the first performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. My first performance was with the homies actually, Royal Mitten, Wavy, Rhino, and it was like I pretty much had released 762 in 2020. And then I was working on more music with my boy Dirty B. He hooked me up with Rhino because I went to Dirty B's podcast.
Okay.
And he told me about Royal Mitten, which is Rhino, Wavy, Tone Gotti, and a couple more. There's a lot of people. I'd have to read the list. But he introduced me to those people. I was like, yo, can I get on one of the shows? Because they're hosting them at the chat room. And I pull up to the chat room, did my performance there. There was a few people. And it really fed my soul, like performing live in front of people. This is dead. But
you didn't know them yet?
I did not really know. No, I did not really know them. I actually brung my girl and one of my homies. So I had a little bit of people, but it wasn't like a big entourage.
They just watched them.
Yeah, and then the people that were hosting the show, like Royal Mitten, and then a few of the fans. It was for the first show. There was a couple people there. There was like probably 15 or 20, something like that. And, yeah.
And I meant to perform without like being with people that you've done it before or practice with or something. Like to me, that I like that type of. Oh, we're past it. Let me see. Yeah, I like that type of shit, bro. I like that type of shit because that means like your dream or your goal was way more important at that moment than the comfortability of knowing these niggas or any of that shit.
Right.
Like when I see a motherfucker act that way, I like that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It is more about like the work ethic. We're in here smoking hella weed, but it's more about the work. It's more about the work ethic, and like keeping to it and staying consistent. I feel like is what has got me already to like the point I'm at. And I'm not saying I'm anywhere, but we've been in the same room at events, just studio events with like Louis Ray, RMC Mike, Crispy Life Kid. Just hanging around.
I like those
just
guys.
smoking blunts and shit, right, and whatnot. And that's some like shout outs. And I have 2 beats that I've worked on with Bam on the Beat. Bam on the Beat has worked with Sada Baby, Skilla, all the Flint artists you could think of. Anybody in the Michigan area, Bam has made a beat and they have made a song. I'm looking to do some work with Energy Beats next. That's like one of the next like things I gotta do. Protocol for me. I want to work with him. But Bam on the Beat is one of my biggest shout outs so far. And Dirty B. They have worked. Dirty B's worked with Young Buck. He has verses from Ritz.
He likes them.
Yeah, verses from
Ritz.
Ritz.
That's kind of cool though. You hit both sides. He hit the people I like and the people you like.
Yeah, so
you don't like Young Buck?
I'm trying my
Not
best.
Not really, dude.
So I would say I've been really racing for the last 6 months. I can't remember the exact date, but just racing, trying to network and meet as many people as I can, entertain. You know what I'm saying? Perform, create new music. Meet people like you, do podcasts. That's what I've been trying to do, and just not stopping. And I feel like the work ethic and the not stopping and the consistency has really played a key role in what I have seen so far.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything in entertainment.
Yeah. What I have seen so far has been the most powerful thing for me is just like staying up that extra couple hours and talking to people and trying to work on that song and doing the extra little mile. Like when you're tired, just give yourself 2 more hours and bust that song out or that networking, that conversation.
Hell yeah.
That's probably how we met. That's probably how you know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. I don't even know.
Right.
But you did it right.
Right.
I'll tell you that much. Whatever he did was right. He did it totally right.
Right.
And that's really what's important. And then also to hear, like, what's his name? I like Crispy Life Kid a lot. Who's the other nigga that fucks with them? RM.
Louis Ray, RMC Mike, Dave East.
Mike.
Dave East was supposed to pull up there, so he didn't because he had just done one in Chicago. The event in Chicago, the same thing. It's called Studio Sessions. Shout out to Studio Sessions. Mike Coos, all sorts of people. Buddha the Future, just tons of artists I met there in the event. Antidote Studio in Flint. Shout out to them. They threw the event. Amazing people there. Nige, Jant. Through the event. Dave East didn't pull up, but the director, Miriam, I was like, yo, you want to go to the club with us? And meet him. Meet him. We were there. I was in the VIP booth with Dave East, dapped up. And we chopped it up just a little bit and shit. I wasn't trying to, ride too much. I was just hanging out, and we was fooling in the club with Dave East. It was crazy. So those are just some little shout-outs if you were asking about the music, like some placements I got. Those are some people I've met so far, and Bam on the Beat's the one I've worked with that's gonna help me further. And Energy's next.
Right.
That's the next step.
Okay.
Yeah, just on a side note, there's tons of producers. Jared Eisenhower, GTS Mike Beast, man, he's hard too. Shout out to him. There's all sorts of producers. They know it. I might not know, but when I hear it, I'm going to know. You feel me? Like, when I see it or I hear it, I'm going to know if I fuck with the producer, if our music's going to work. Like, I might not know when I see their brand, but when I hear their beats, I'm going to know if we're going to be able to work.
Well, I would hope so. You mean other people just choose off, seeing the graphic? That's wild.
The name.
Maybe a picture with someone else.
The name.
We know some people. We know some people like that. So,
okay.
Yeah. We know some people like that will just try to make as much like the quantity over quality. And it's important to be consistent.
What people?
I'm not gonna name any names.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not
Respect.
gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna call them out like that because I know, I would be snitching on my part. I feel like.
Bro, do you know Cluner?
Cluner?
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you like his music?
I don't know Cluner.
I love Cloner.
Oh, you never even heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Shouts out Cloner.
Wavy.
Interesting.
It's heard.
Interesting. I only bring him up because he's kind of a joke, right?
Okay.
But people like him too.
Like JJ Fish or
like Riff Raff.
He says he's from Flint, but I think he's actually from Farmington.
Yeah. He's the king of Farmington. He went viral off it during the pandemic.
The king of Farmington.
Yeah, he went viral off it during the pandemic.
Shout out to the king of Farmington.
Yeah, dude. But he makes jokes. He's like a
he's like a riff raff. He's a riff raff, bro.
Like he's the joke maybe, but I love jokes.
Right.
So I wanted to bring him.
But it's catchy.
Yeah. Shout out to that the Sada Baby parody that you did. I need to hear that shit right now. Like, oh man, after we get done with this show, I want to hear that because that was funny. That was entertaining for me. It just made me laugh. Like, yeah, and that takes a lot of hard work, time, bro. Like, really, what I noticed about that video, it was the time and the effort that it would take to releasing that video and the rooms you were in and all the different shots you took, and just to release that and just having fun off of it. That is beautiful to me. Like, that took a lot of work, bro. Oh, yeah. Shout out to that video. But,
it was hard. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Artists respect artists. Type of thing. Sure. That's hard work.
For sure. Oh yeah. So I wanted to say, out of that list, you mentioned a bunch of people, blah 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 blah. Who in the industry would you like to work with that you have not yet worked with?
Long list of names.
From Detroit only.
From Detroit only.
You could do Flint too.
I feel like
Beecher too.
I'm gonna start with Sada Baby.
Nice.
YNJ.
Ooh.
Louis Ray. Let's go with some low key things. Ace Wu. Doobie. I wanna do a song with Doobie. Doobie's cold. Not from Michigan. Those are just side artists. Going back to Michigan. Daytwan Love. I want to do a feature with him. I don't know if you guys know who Daytwan Love is. Payroll. I want to do some music with Payroll. Peasy. Shout out Peasy. He's actually one of my favorite artists. He's been spinning the most in my rotation on my Spotify lately. So shout out Peasy.
All right, hold on.
We 2 million up.
Can you now just narrow it down to 3?
Okay. 3 people that I want to work with.
If they were gonna hear this, right?
Okay, if they were gonna hear this,
And they were the 3 people.
Peasy, YNJ, Rio the Young OG.
Not Sada Baby at all.
And
No, you
Sada
got-
Baby, if I meet those people, he'll already be there too.
All right, I'll take that. I like that you switched it to Rio because I fuck with Rio.
Yeah.
But if I were you might want to switch it to Sada because he's gone for 3 years.
Right. That's
Right.
true.
Right. All right.
Fried me. Shout out Sada. I love you, Sada, man. Yeah, we gonna get to it. You already know.
You probably could actually still make a song with Rio, like through the bars, right?
Yeah, like
Something like that.
or I'm pretty sure he could just record off a phone.
That's what I'm saying.
And we could do something crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Something of that matter. All right. So one thing I did want to bring up because I also liked this was another reason why I was like, I want him on my show. You're a father, right? So you're a father whose father wasn't there full time, and there seemed to be a few absent scenarios. Like he did good. It wasn't that bad. Whatever. But there was an absence. How are you with your children? And then also boys, girls. Tell me about that whole thing.
Okay, so yeah, I got a 5-year-old. She's about to be 5 in November. It's a daughter. I got 2 daughters so far. 2.5-year-old with my girlfriend now. My first one is with my first baby mother, and Emmy and Riley are their names. And yeah, I'm very present. I mean, Emmy, I haven't seen her in about 10 months because her mom's been keeping her from me. Unfortunately, we're going through something between us, personal, that she went to the courts about. And I'm not able to see her or the child. And I just really want to see my kid. But I am a very present father. Before that, she was around 4 last time I seen her. I was taking her to school 5 days a week in her life. Very present because of, I love my dad to death. And obviously on his deathbed, I want him to be proud, of himself. And I love him to my heart. And he really made up, for what I went through when I was young. But I would want to be more present, right? So that's what I try to do with my children every day is just anything. And one thing I feel like my mom, I feel like as well, we all go through, we try to do things for our kids instead of showing them how to do things. And I feel like we need to stop and take some time out to show our kids how to do things more than just doing them for them. Just another side note, because one day you go out into the real world and a lot of things you might not even necessarily know how to do. But, I try to be really present with my children. And Riley, I'm here with her every day. It's my 2.5-year-old. She's going to be 3. Yeah. And I'm with her every day. If she's not at daycare, we have to do daycare right now so we can go to work, make some money, pay the bills and stuff. But, I'm very present. Super. Just try to be as much as I can. Like, if she even says, do you want to take the kid to school? Yes. I'll wake up at 7 and you can sleep in and, so that definitely wore off on me is trying to be a very present father from my
Wait, the oldest or the 2-year-old? 2-year-olds go to school?
Daycare.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, daycare, right?
2.5, yeah.
Because you both got to go to work.
We got to make some money.
Oh, that's how my family was. I was at the daycare.
We're trying our best, man.
Yeah.
And
latchkey kid.
And she just went back to work. She was always at home with her, but she just recently went back to work. I feel like everything's hard. I mean, I could go get something else. We're trying to turn this money and monetize it, or turn this music into money and monetize it, and the entertainment, the views, the streams. We're trying to do it, the merch, make some money off of it. It's not where we need it to be yet, but that's what we're trying to do, right? So I'm working 2 regular jobs on the side right now, trying to pay the bills, and she's doing her thing too. So she just went back to work, and we actually got a spot out in Novi, and it's kind of expensive, like $1,400. So yeah, that's why so she's working too now, and that's why the kid's in daycare. But we would love to be at home every day with our children or out on the stages, and that's, what we're trying to do is build a lifestyle where we can homeschool in the future and maybe travel the world more and do some entertainment and, our own entrepreneur type of thing.
So that's the future plan?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Absolutely.
That's cool. And by the way, You don't gotta justify any of it to me, bro. I ain't got no kids, dude. I was just interested. Yeah, dude, go to work 80 hours, 90 hours, dude. I don't give a shit. But I find it interesting. So I wanted to ask you, though, dude, do the kids get in the way of, like, the writing and the lean and the rap and the fucking whatever it is?
Lean.
Well, I don't know if you do lean.
I don't do no lean.
You know what I'm saying?
He said I do lean.
You're a rapper. And
I don't do no lean.
That's good. That's cool.
Not on the books. But,
That's so funny.
but listen. The kids are responsibility. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
30.
Yeah, so
we'll cut that out later. No, I'm kidding.
We're 26. He's 20. He meant 20. But I'm 26. Yeah, the responsibility. Yes, it cuts into my time in my everyday life. The fulfillment behind the children and their joy is what kind of makes up for that.
Right.
Not even in like a defensive manner. I just mean like it really does. Like I feel like everybody says that it makes up for it, but it really does. Like when you see them smile and you see them enjoying a moment, it makes up for all that time. But it does get in the way, and I'm not all about like my music. I want to inspire people, and some of it is about fun, but like some of it is what I was feeling in the moment too. Like I just really wrote it on paper, put it on a beat, heard the beat, and it was what I was feeling in the moment. But I do want to be able to have positive messages, inspire people, and not just booty shaking, lean, and all sorts of bad shit.
Oh, you did say that earlier. You're right.
But
your shit seems cool. You don't seem like...
It does get in the way. It does get in the way. Kids, and the time and responsibilities gets in the way a little bit because you have to take your time out to do other things besides make entertainment happen, you know?
Yeah.
100%.
But also, you're doing it for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of weird how it's like you leave them to make money for them, but then they'll remember, though, you not being there.
Right.
And usually not till they're adults, they'll be able to look back and be like, now I get it. Like, that's why I had the nice car. Or we went to Barbados or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? But during, usually they're like, you're just not here.
Right.
All bad options.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's why I'm trying to make good money off of these streams. But 100%, like, I feel you is like I feel like I could relate to that. And my brother doing car sales, I did car sales for 1.5 years, right? And I felt like I was working too much. I was making $100,000 to $150,000 a year, roughly. Like I was making 10 to 15 grand a month. On the low end, it was like 5 to 8 grand a month. And I was doing good, but I was working my life away, not seeing my kid. And my brother was probably making $500,000 a year, not like any down on him, but he was spending a lot of time there the first few years that he was doing it. He conquered it, and he wasn't spending as much time there, but it was still a lot of time. And I feel like that's something he was saying one time when he was drunk, is he was just saying, like, the time that I'm traded, is it worth it? And that's what we try to do every day is, like, even if I'm doing this music, I feel like if I'm not doing music, I'm going to be doing something else that might take away from me and my kids' time. I mean, I could try to go today and start vlogging, I feel like, and try to make some stream money, but you know how hard it is to set up monetization of anything from the base to the end of it. But it's something we're all working on, and music might be my stepping stone into my future of spending more time with my children. I don't know.
Yeah.
So who knows, right?
Who knows, dude? And you spend more time with your kids than like a lot of fathers.
A lot of people.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
You know, especially a lot of fathers from your neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I love you.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love you, Dad.
So tell me about your brother. I didn't even know you had one. Half brother, right?
Yeah, so I got a bunch of brothers, but my half brother, if we were to talk about him, he would be. Okay, so I got stepbrother and half brothers.
Yeah, tell me about the one who makes $500,000 a year. We can get to the other ones later.
Yeah. Sorry to put his money out there. He's like, yeah, he's gonna be like, you motherfucker. But love you, Dan. That's my brother Dan. He works at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, and
that I will cut.
And then go get a car from homie.
Okay.
And he's selling like say like 100 cars a month last time I checked, and I worked for him for 1 year. Actually, I was his assistant at first, and it was rough. He was really hard on me. And
Older brother?
Yeah, and I feel like
yeah.
he was
sorry,
like
you're the youngest.
40s. I feel like that was detrimental to our relationship. He was really hard on me, which I thank him for, but I feel like it was overly hard. Not to get into details. Still love him. That's my bro. But yeah, he's selling cars, man. He's just slinging whips, working a lot every day, and he knows a lot of people, built his career over the last 15, 20 years, and is making that kind of money from just selling vehicles. And it comes a lot from Chevy too. Like Chevy pays him because it's brand new vehicles too that Chevy would pay. But what were you gonna say?
How much older than you is he?
In his 40s.
He's in his 40s?
Yeah, I don't know.
So he was a grown man when you were born, right?
Pretty
Basically,
much.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So when you were younger and you started meeting him and whatnot, like, what was that like? Because is he more like a dad figure? Or what's that like?
A brother figure, trying to be kind of like a dad figure. I met his daughters. He had daughters by then. They're like my nieces, and I kind of was around them a lot.
But they're your age, right?
Some of them, like he has 5-year. One of them, I'm 26, so his oldest is 20, I think. 21, 20, no, 22.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with my nephew that's 22 or whatever. And yeah, I remember when he turned 21 and he could drink, and we were all there and we had a drink at the table. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
So, but what was that like? So he, like, all right, the only reason I bring it up, I just want to tell you. So my sister, my second to oldest sister, she's 42, right? So she's always kind of felt like a second mom. But it's kind of crazy because the way you explained it to me, he wants to be father figure, right?
Right. He kind of does, but he kind of he for personal issues that we won't speak upon, we're not close anymore, and I wish we were. But it's like partly due to my fault, overly drinking and then forgetting what you're doing and doing stuff when you're way too drunk. That's why I slowed down on drinking. By the way, guys, I don't drink liquor. I might drink some beers, but
okay.
Yeah, we fell out over personal things, and I wish we were cool. But he makes a lot of money at the dealership, man. Go buy a car. My brother owns Cheddar's in Westland. Also, my dad used to own it. It's a bar and grill, and they've been doing that for a while, like 20, 30 years.
Okay.
That's another little business in the family.
You get free drinks if you go there?
Me and him don't get along either.
Oh, okay.
That was connected to the like too much drinking thing. Too much drinking at that bar.
Oh, so you did that. You did what I talked about. Okay. All right.
So I've been there and back. Yeah, I try to lighten up on all the crazy things in life, man.
That's crazy, man. You know, I've never not been like, so me and my brother aren't close, but I could like show up at my brother's front door and like I'd open his fridge, walk in, like give him a hug. You know what I mean? Right. So I find it interesting when like family dynamics are such where you can separate, right?
Yes.
Like, so what's that like? I don't know what that's like. My family
painful.
don't do that.
It's painful, really. It's like surprising. It's eye-opening. Like, yeah, we didn't grow up together. I met you when I was 11 or 12, but like, it all depends on, you know, the level of betrayal and stuff like that. But again,
you didn't meet till you were older. I feel like that makes the big difference.
The level of betrayal and what you're doing and what you meant. Like when I was, whatever I've done, I'm at fault for. But when I was overly drunk and I don't remember it, like, I wasn't in control, you know. But not to get into details, you know, we all have probably made mistakes. When
that was
drunk.
fact. You literally said it's your fault, but it's not really something you can control. That is what it is.
Right. I got overly drunk. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so have I, dude. I've gotten like overly drunk, stole my mom's car, like fucked in her bed. I've gone ham, dude. And like, there's never a moment where they're like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just saying, like, I've done way worse, like tons of wild.
He said, wait, hold on, rewind. He said, I stole my mom's car, fucked in her bed.
I fucked in my mother's bed when she was gone. Yeah. My mom was like gone in Puerto Rico, and I'm not gonna say the girl's name, but stole her car with Pat Shang, dude. Yup, did that. 16. Was doing cocaine behind the wheel. Listen to Gucci Man.
God damn.
But what I'm trying to say is my mom found out all that shit. Like
he had to shout out Gucci Man.
Like you couldn't
Lemonade.
Like, what happens if you show up? I don't know. I don't get it.
What's that?
if you show up at your dad's and you're like, give me a fucking hug. Like, I don't know. I just can't even imagine. Like,
My brothers.
sure, your brother.
That's what you're
better.
saying. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's crazy.
The one you don't talk to.
Right.
Is that just a choice? Or like if he saw you in the street, bro, would he not help you out? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn.
Yeah. And I don't mean I don't mean to put him on blast, but
No, that's fine.
it's just like one of those things, right? It hurts, yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine what that would be like.
Yeah,
It's just wild.
100%. And I appreciate you digging into. You're good at interviewing and asking good questions to make a good subject and take a subject and make it bigger. So.
We're just having a conversation, bro.
I love it. I love it.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I like it.
But listen.
I like how you do it though, because it makes it deeper than what it really is on the surface.
Plugs.
What's that?
Give them your plugs.
Your social media
medias.
tags.
Say it.
Walls Won't Fall at Walls Won't Fall, WALLSWONTFALL on Instagram, Facebook, everything. On all music platforms, social platforms. Walls Will Fall. This is the merch, man. Go cop some merch.
What was your boy's name?
This is Wavy with 2 V's, WAVVEY. It's my boy. We've been doing shows together and all that.
We'll get wavy eventually for sure. That's the end of the show. Wrap it up.